Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. We're here to do one of those shows that we always hate to do. Thankfully, we haven't had to do one of these in a while, but we just found out that on June 29th, just a few days back, about a week ago, it was just reported that we lost the great hard rock vocalist John Lawton at the age of 74. Born July 11th, 1946, Halifax, England. He leaves us at the age of 74, died unexpectedly on June 29th. So for those of you who may be not familiar with John Lawton, he was the lead singer of Lucifer's Friend, a great hard rock band that comprised himself and a bunch of other German musicians that formed this kind of like proto-metal band back in the early 70s. Had a nice career, a lot of really cool releases, hard rock and prog and proto-metal, little psychedelia, kind of mixed a lot of different influences. He also was the guy called upon to replace David Byron in Uriah Heep for 3 albums. And then, of course, he had a really great career, resurrected Lucifer's Friend once again, played with the Les Humphreys Singers, band called Rebel, band called Czar, Gun Hill, the Hensley Lawton Band, the Lawton Dunning Project. He had his own John Lawton Band for many years. He's also taken part in the Intelligent Music Project series of the last, about 10 years or so. They would occasionally put out albums, but it was, he's mainly known for being the guy fronting Lucifer's Friend and Uriah Heep. Although very interesting album too to check out. The band that kind of came before Lucifer's Friend was called Asterix. Asterix. Okay, this is basically called as the pre-Lucifer's Friend brand. It's band, I should say. This is basically the majority of the guys that were in Lucifer's Friend with this band called Asterix, one album, and then they decided to go under the name of Lucifer's Friend shortly thereafter. But this is a very solid record that you should definitely check out. The pipes of John Lawton, you could hear it very early on. What a great singer. He had kind of like a bluesy delivery, but man, he could like scream and yell like Ian Gillan or Arthur Brown, any of those guys, right? But he also knew how to kind of dial it down. Probably one of my favorite albums with him as a singer is the debut Lucifer's Friend album right there, okay, from 1970. Dynamite album, big heavy riffs on here, and he's just wailing up a storm. Such a commanding vocal presence, right? And Lucifer's Friend, a lot of really good albums, and again, one of those bands that like hit you with something different every time they put out a record, okay? Where the Groupies Kill the Blues, another Dynamite album from them. Maybe not quite as heavy as the second album, but definitely still pretty rockin'. What else we got here? I'm just a singer. I'm just a rock and roll singer from 1973. Another really strong record. Banquet. This is their big proggy album. You got horns and lots of keyboards on here. Dynamite recording. We got Mind Exploding over here. A whole bunch of other albums throughout the latter part of the 70s into the early 80s. Then they reformed not too long ago, released a couple of studio albums. This was their most recent, Black Moon. Let's see if we got any pictures of the band in here. There's like one main. Here they are. All right, there's Mr. Lawton right there. So after, of course, after David Byron left Uriah Heep, they needed a singer, and who did they call to fill his spot? Mr. Lawton with 1977's Firefly Dynamite album. Again, if you haven't heard this album, go listen to The Hanging Tree. It's the first song from this album. Amazing. From there, you got Innocent Victim. Okay. Crazy cover and all. Released in 1977. He shows his full range on this particular album. You got more melodic fare like Keep On Riding, Flying High, Roller is amazing. Then he belts out his heavy metal chops on Free and Easy. You got Free Me, another breezy track, and then you got Choices, where he shows his dramatic side. And then the final album with him and Uriah Heep is Fallen Angel from 1978. Again, heavy rockers like Woman of the Night, title track, I'm Alive, another big heavy rocker, Fallen in Love, great emotional track, Come Back to Me, Save It. Really, really good stuff. Guy was a terrific singer. He would, if you're a Uriah Heep fan and you've kind of collected a lot of the Uriah Heep live albums and celebrations and special nights and anniversaries and all that kind of stuff, he would regularly show up and put in guest appearances at a lot of these, especially the ones that were done like in the UK. And he would come up and sing a couple tracks. But man, what a singer. And a guy, if you haven't heard any of the John Lawton Band stuff from more recent years, or even anything he's done, you know, with the Intelligent Music Project, I'm looking at like kind of like stuff in the 2000s, man, could he still belt them out. He could still belt them out. A guy who had just an amazing vocal range. Like I said, he could do the kind of more husky, like mid-range bluesy stuff, but then he could wail like some of the greatest hard rock and metal singers out there when he really wanted to. So a tough loss. And, you know, once again, another mainstay from the Uriah Heep camp leaving us. We lost both Lee Kerslake and Ken Hensley last year, and now John Lawton's gone. So Mick, if you're out there watching, I know you were pretty tight with all three of those gentlemen, and myself and the rest of the Uriah Heep fans worldwide, you know, we feel for Mick and the other Heapsters on this loss, and especially John's family and friends. Like I said, he died pretty unexpectedly with his family around him, so it's not like this was like a long extended illness, which is, I think, why this caught a lot of us, you know, by surprise. So John Lawton leaves us June 29th at the age of 74. May he rest in peace. His music will live on. So go break out your Lucifer's Friend and Uriah Heep albums today, and any of the other things from his discography, and listen to the greatness that was John Lawton. We will miss you, my friend. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we are on YouTube all the damn time. See you tonight on In the Prague Seat, as well as the Guitar Corner. The Guitarist's Corner, I should say. And take care, everybody. Remember John Lawton. Thanks. Bye-bye.